Good afternoon, Prasanna, host of Fertile Brains, friends, poet family, illustrious souls wherever you are around the world. This is Manatita, aka the Lantern Carrier, here in London, and about to do 20 minutes or so of poems for you. The first one is called Identity. I am a kaleidoscope of ebony and injustices in which tribe and culture will inevitably help shape my destiny. Who am I? I am a strand in the sitar of the music we call love, yet I can only walk with the moon in darkness, creating chasms and divisions like a sliced tomato. The huge waves of giant predators lash me against rocks with hostile intensity. In this illusionary chimera of life, identity embraces my moral compass and political persuasions, my religious beliefs, memories, values, and life choices from Nubian kings and queens, which may very well contradict that of others. Who am I? I'm paired with the duality of light and darkness, cold and warmth, walk with twinkling stars even while dancing with the shadows of night, living an Eden of painful scars in my emotions. My mind's reactionary, and I tussle with the agony of prejudices perceived, attempt to deal with the weight of my burden of labels, engrossed in pain, while insecurity and loneliness slice my heart with scimitars. Who am I? I am the light I long to see, and change for show begins with me. I struggle to rise from oppression, to improve my angle of vision, my environment, my darker impulses, the turbulent forces I cannot control in my quest for happiness. Solitude evades me like the tail of a dog. I'm forced to reminisce on the wisdom of the ancients, so I'll be free. Theirs was a golden path of dauntless courage, of light and humanity, of decorum and beauty, of selfless love. Their sacrifice spoke to me of the glories of man, his ancestral wisdom, enfolding and insulating my heart with beauty. Yet I was called bad names, saw the indignity of kindred spirits, my women suffering the depravity of self-worth, of self-esteem. Shaped by life, I, a wavering vessel on tempestuous seas, wandered alone as clouds dispersed from the heavenly blue, no place to call my home, stumbling in a hollow maze of chaos and confusion. Who am I? I'm a queen molded by the weaver of time, kept playing in mud like babies just to get dirty again. I was once pristine like new plates, now I'm stained and unkempt, tempted by the residue of life's culinary flavor of illusionary meals. I'm a child woven from an embryo, carrying seeds and blueprints of a DNA going all the way back to ancestral Africa. I marvel at the intricacies of birth while living in dread of demise to an invisible ghost pulling me to the end of my summers. Alas, like the deer that runs after its own musk, not realizing that it comes from its innate self, I have forgotten that golden light within from whence I came to ascend the winding path of righteousness in order to find my way home. The spirit of my mother. Today she wore no masks, just natural beauty, emanating its rays from a heart of towering love. I combed her hair lovingly, those gray strands reminding me of the silvery moon, of endurance, fortitude, of the many years of struggle. Her eyes, the seat of the soul, spoke of an empress of great resilience, concern, and self-giving amidst almost impossible odds. The glazed stain of the cataracts was still there, memories of a bitter wine called diabetes that tested her in the candle of her adversities, made her legs look like dark clouds reeling from the ails of neuropathy. I kissed her forehead, cheeks, and sturdy hands. They showed signs of a queen who was born to bear, to love, to pay a heavy price for loving. Her face was dignified, filled with the majesty of an empress who bore life's challenges without complaint, yet the numerous invisible scars she carried were still there, her merits waiting to be read in paradise for unstoppable and speechless acts of kindness of one who gave so much, yet asked for so little. Her palm and fingers carried the marks of diligence, of sheer hard work, as did her bosom, shielding the immaculate and curvaceous mammary glands that served to offer all to her 7 wonderful children. There they lay, still dignified with age, stately as the stretch marks on her waistline, the glint of heaven which still shone in her eyes, the majestic glistening smile, her constant laughter in the face of heavy and almost unbearable odds. I hugged her lovingly, and although she did not speak, she had the gift of being able to use her hands, placing them affectionately on my shoulders, showing me the soul in her eyes, the gift of 10,000 streams of loving. This was a woman who lived for us, like the cosmos to Mother Gaia, her golden tears like rain nourishing our roots, a smile and service, a radiant sunshine, feeding our petals and blossoms with candescent delight. She was an adept at cooking before she turned 11, whether it was steamed dang, breadfruit, crab and callaloo, rice and peas, or even pig foot trotters. She knew how to make them all. Her recipe was authentic, scrolled in a precious heart by bloodlines of ancestry, aided by the selfless sacrifice of my mother's heavenly talent. She shared virtues that gave Mom the ability to fill a boiling pot with goodness, a plethora of fragrances, and the soul's charming beauty. Cosmically, she was a walking goddess, charismatic, beautiful, oozing character and soulfulness. She was selfless all her life, poor in finances, but extremely rich in the merits of heaven. She cooked with a zest and joyful passion that blended into the food we ate as siblings, a sparkle in her eyes, her gaze of loving concern for her children, like stars do to the celestial heavens. Perhaps it was the way she laughed or twirled her hips with confidence, her moonlit smile gleefully dancing with the ingredients for crayfish and dumplings, ugali fufu or salsa Grenadian style. Mom's humility permeated the ice cream can as she whipped, my stomach whispering entreaties for her to hurry a gift for churning the sweet magic, which was gorgeously celestial in taste. Delicioso. As were her pastries, coconut tarts, bread and butter puddings, a homemade ital drinks of sorrel, soursop juice and peanut punch, and my favorite sea moss in condensed milk. In this tropical paradise, we were never short of lime, pineapple, mango, or papaya juices, which were nourishingly cool and kept all our 7 children well hydrated. I looked at Mom endearingly, knowing that the spirit of her fire was with me, with us, that the dust of her life would linger long after she was gone, still paving our diamond paths for much brighter tomorrows. Love finally took my mother home, leaving a rich legacy of selfless deeds to follow. Heaven cascaded roses while St. Peter and his divine minstrels blew their culinary trumpets loudly, some 7 times in paradise. Tem, I love you so much. Yo te quiero, mi querida madre. Mas hay que ayer, pero no tanto como mañana. Nakupenda mama. Me do wo papa. Ay. Third poem is called Life's Struggles. Life colors my desires with unfulfilled expectations, resulting in struggle. Unaware that progress lies in the skirmishes I face, I die daily in an abyss of loneliness and fear. I'm drawn to sad songs, constantly making beds for my despair. Yet the same dance of light, concealed within the darkness of my Pandora's box, becomes the inner alchemist at the gates of my open sesame of treasures. She weaves thorns for my sorrows to salute my roses of joy, carries me in my shadows. This foggy perception of truth walks with me into the luster of moonlit rays. Sunset eventually fades, but doesn't Andromeda swallows the night with grandeur? My mind's red hot with worries, even as the glimmer of stars whispers a twinkle in the heart. I affect Mother Gaia by the vibrations that I offer to her. To the drunk, a man in trance appears inebriated, yet to the saint, he's a lover, intoxicated by the bliss of paradise. The mother in labor knows only pain until she holds in her arms the most beautiful miracle of creation, life. Life is not always rainbows and butterflies, yet a thorn is the harbinger of wisdom, adversity a messenger of light. Twilight may welcome my loneliness, yet dawn heralds an awakening sunrise. We are all unique dreams of lava growing through struggle. The child confronts strife in crawling and walking, is burdened by wet nappies and hungers for mother's milk, yet lives spontaneously, trusting the sacrament of the present moment. In my quest for meaning, I face many challenges, but without shadows, there is no perception of light. Without the hills, there will be no valleys. Pleasure is followed by pain, and I treasure happiness only because I have experienced sorrows. I am an emperor, lost in a sea of illusions. Love, in its mercy, gives me choices, even while holding on to the cords of my limited freedom. I stray like lost sheep into the ways of ignorance until she reins me in so I can swim or bathe in the mansions of effulgent light. Never give up. We are neither shrouds nor graves, just as the light becomes brighter when the day dawns. There is a stream of living water which satiates the agony of longing, and I must drink, for my spirit will never die. The fire of the heart cannot be quelled, and the intensity for inner fulfillment still burns brightly in the soul. Hope, the songbird of perennial freedom, ever whispers the supernal songs, heralding sweet visions of tomorrows, constantly and patiently pruning the weeds of my inner garden so that my fuchsias and petunias may shine with glory. Life, for me, is full of challenges. Yet as the rain of mercy permeates the soil, so too I will eventually get the bumper harvest. The dark night of the soul is only troubled by brittle chains, awaiting the messenger of the light to untie its fetters. So come, my friends, let us sing with the songbird of the eternal. Life's struggles are only snowflakes blowing in the wind. The wise see the blossoming flowers of Jerusalem, even when the shadows are dense. Give me your hands, O bevy of phoenixes. Love is eagerly awaiting to welcome us home. The next poem is called Poesia Cantata, sung poetry or poetry in song. You say, tell me of the music of poetry, O lantern carrier. Let me visualize its motion and song. Shall I sing to you of the daffodils, of how they dance to the throb of a lover's heart? Shall I invoke the sunset horizons of Hawaii, glimmering on coconut palms and verdant green? Should I tell you of the first time that love touched me, how I burnt in its delight and reveled in its flames? O poetry, your music resonates in the smile of the lisping child, your song a beacon in the hearts of the downtrodden. Day and night, the universe bends in adoration to the cadences of your own rhapsodies. You write for your message to whisper in the spirit, speak to bring tears in the hearts of many lovers. Sweet bars par excellence, you play flutes in the voice of the nightingale, rap with vibrancy in the spoken word, sometimes powerful like a silent wow. You coast in your manifold nature or float like an enchanting butterfly in the opulence of Nubian queens. Lover of light supreme, lover of light sublime, you shine in the ethereal realms of heaven, yet veil yourself in the dark clouds of war. While Wordsworth praise your glory, you adorn the graffiti and painted walls and rise like seeds of hope in the hearts of the despairing. Arm in arm we swing like wafts of lavenders in the breeze, as the perennial twinkling stars reminds me of your eloquence and beauty. A soft touch, a delicate kiss, fluttering hearts. Ah, so exquisite thy grandeur. Your rhythm sings, embraces splendor in my soul. I see you, adorned and laughing on marigolds, sunflowers in the valley, swaying to your light winds, while the mountain crevices and molten rocks spew with a fiery passion, whispering the majestic wonders of paradise. O poetry, my mellifluous chords of symphonies, you soar in dizzy heights in your supernal beauty, yet in the contour of her nakedness, I have found thy form. Immortal Keats enchants me with your graces. Da Vinci paints your very presence in lusted gold. O poetry, poetry, poetry! While Mozart captures the rapture of their melody of love, I offer my salutations below and above. And this is my final poem. It's a meaningful piece pertaining to justice, I suppose, and fairness. It's called Even as the Butterfly Keeps on Flying. In a playful mood, he made a moth out of paper, which fell to the floor. The cool breeze carried it outside, where it was trampled upon by divide and conquer, seeking for some malicious pleasure. It rolled and rolled into the city, got caught in the chaos of moving traffic. Freeing itself with the help of the wind, it continued its forward journey. Stomped upon with willful disdain, it took a while to rise again, but the butterfly kept on flying. Life batters me within, without, below and above, small joy, no love. Plumes of smoke descend from above, and the flames of demons rages in hearts. The cold intensity of greed masks the pain of insecurity and fear, while loneliness stabs my soul with shadowy clusters of darkness. Who is right and who is wrong? In a world of supremacy and division, hypocrisy, innuendos, and misinformation rule the day. The loop of war and talk of peace continues, yet I must rise, for the wheels of yesterday's unlearned lessons spills on my poetry like painful scars. Coming from ancient unhealed wounds, they engage my realities with distant wars, covering the light of my spirit with veils of injustices and copious tears. I use co-interests as another name for human trafficking. Distribution of lands and resources that never belonged to me remain complacent while countries are fought over, fanning my greed for the fuel and strategic locations. Cosmic laws seems resigned to the fact that only chaos would change my nature. Lying on the memories of history's terror, I die 1,000 deaths. The corporate is playful at his desk, with time to kill, as such he tramples on my anxieties with much contempt. I pray spring's daffodils soon arrive, so my light will shine with splendor, more grandiose than the rising sun. I spin on a wheel with so much challenges. Inequity and discrimination are my nemesis, even as I seem to come out of my rut, and the casinos of Vegas rob me even more of my repute. I become broken, lost, as if in a Shakespearean tragedy. I am the songs and radiance of paradise, the very fragrance that encourages the rose to unfurl its heart to the zenith of beauty. Yet, chained to my apprehensions, the dark sail of illusions binds me. I'm afraid of death, uncertain of life. Peace evades me like the tail of a dog, and I roll on the streets like paper moths, trampled upon with merciless ease. Still, I rise. Anything can be conquered with harmonious oneness. All can be illumined by the light of love. Be brave, O lantern carrier, a new dawn will rise, even as the butterfly keeps on flying. This has been the voice of Monotita, aka the lantern carrier, here on the platform provided by the very kind and amiable Prasanna of the fertile brains of India. Thank you so much to my listeners, my friends, my poet family. Hari Om Tat Sat.